Good evening. I thought I'd make this video quickly because it's come to my attention how much we care about what other people think. It holds us back from doing things that we want to do, but we're scared of people rejecting us or thinking that we're a failure or doing whatever. Like, we can make up a million reasons why we shouldn't do something because of what other people think. And this is quite natural because we've all gone through school where we've been bullied and we've had parents' beliefs on us and we've had expectations from society to be a certain way. And, you know, it's endless to why we care what other people think, and it's obvious why we think that way. But I just want to shine a torch on how ridiculous this actually is and how much of an illusion and how much little meaning it holds what anyone thinks of you as a person, because it just needs to be squashed because it's just totally irrelevant. So I've written a little list about the nature of thought, because when you see how unimportant and how unaffected people's thoughts are by you, then maybe it will start to shift something in your subconscious. Because the thing is that we understand intellectually that we shouldn't care what people think, but it's so deeply ingrained in us that our subconscious or our unconscious beliefs are actually solidifying how much we move or what we do, and kind of limiting us from being who we really are. So, first of all, think about your own thoughts. Think about how many thoughts you hold a day. Now, someone said it was 70,000. I'm not sure why. I don't know where that number's come from, but let's go with 70,000 thoughts per day that we have. Okay, so that's how many we have, and they're totally random, and they're totally fluid, and they're coming in and out, and they're that quick, right? So you may hold one of those 70,000 thoughts. The next thing we need to realise is how these thoughts are moulded. And all of our thoughts have been filtered through our own separate realities, and the beliefs that we hold and the thoughts that we hold are coming through our own past experiences, which are totally unique, and from our own lives. So we think thoughts that are based on belief systems which have been shaped by our past experiences, which now shape the way that we see our life and limit the way that we think, what we think is real and what we think is not. And so what we think about when we look at other people is always being impacted by that, and what we become aware of in other people will fit our own belief systems. The third factor that's impacting our thought is our mood, right? So when I'm in a good mood, I think amazing thoughts about everyone and everything, not just one person, not just, one kind of situation in my life. Everything looks good when I'm in a good mood. And when I'm in a bad mood, everything looks crap. So I don't just judge one person, I judge everyone. And I don't like anything about the world. So our mood impacts, our beliefs impacts, and how many we have a day is so far impacting our thoughts. The fourth thing that impacts our thoughts is the fact that most of us are living in a fearful, egotistical reality. So we're always in the past or the future when we're thinking about them, and we're worried and we're fearful about what's happening in our lives. And this is the fifth thing. We're so self-obsessed. Think about your own thoughts. How much do you care about other people and what they're doing? And how much are you thinking about your own crap and your own worries and your own life? And it's always some expectation of the future and how it's all going to be wrong. Right, this is what's going on in other people's heads as well. And then the other thing is again, the only time we ever fixate on other people in a negative way and constantly think about someone in a negative way is when it's in some way a threat to us. So we're perceiving it as the other person is negative because we're scared of something about what this other person. But it's totally our perception. It can't come from that person. And then the seventh thing is that we don't even really believe our own thoughts. So how many times have you said something about someone and then someone's pulled you up on it and you thought, I don't really mean that. That's not what I really think. I don't really mean that. Like, it's just totally made up. So what I want you to see here is that, like, caring about what other people think is like as irrelevant as me caring, and totally out of our control, right? As me caring about, say, someone in India, whether someone in India receives a birthday card or not, right? Like, some guy in India, does he receive a birthday card about his mother, and me sitting there worrying about it as if it's in my control and getting all het up about it. And all of this really is a disguise for the real problem. And the real problem is that what we think about ourselves is what we think other people are thinking, and it's an illusion. It's a trick of the mind. It's a mirror. The world is mirroring what we think. So the reason why we think it's so fixed, what other people think, like the world out there and everyone thinks this of me, is because that's what we think of ourselves. And that is also irrelevant because you are the creator of the thought. You are not the thought itself. And as soon as we can start to create a gap between who we really are and our thoughts, then we will start to become free, and these thoughts will literally start to dissolve because they're not real. They're just thoughts. And so I hope you can see from this video why it does not matter what other people are thinking and how meaningless it ever is, or would ever be, if they're thinking about you, and what they're thinking has literally nothing to do with you. What they're perceiving in you has nothing to do with you. They've created it out of their own stuff, good or bad. So you are free to be yourself, because it doesn't matter what you do. People will think completely differently, consistently, and it will be totally out of your control. So I'm actually I've created a webinar that will be held on the 19th of August on a Wednesday, and you'll see the link somewhere around this video. It's about confidence and having effortless confidence, and seeing through all this illusion of the fear that we experience on a day-to-day basis, which hold us back from being who we want to be. Hope this helped. Mwah.